Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do We Stand on Guard, issue number 2 from Image Comics, made by Brian K. Vaughan, if I'm saying that correctly, Steve Croce, sorry, Matt Hollingsworth, and Phonographics. I enjoyed the first one a lot, and I think this is even better. Okay, let's dive in. So we stand here that Americans busting in somebody's house, and right off the bat the art is really good. It's getting better, guys. Now before we go into the stories, I want to talk about the art a little bit. You know, I bitch a lot about art, you know, that people need to do better when it comes to backgrounds. This small page has a lot of things that I like, you know, has something on the foreground, some details here, cabinet here, stairs there, a door. You know, the stairs leads to a door, and then we have something way in the back there. That's great. It's awesome. Talk about that a little bit later in my review. Anyway, so this American soldier says, holding 2, clear the rest of this place. Watch for traps. Stackling right. What is this? Says the woman. We are law-abiding citizens. We picked up our damn ID cards from your consulate in Winnipeg last, and then he gets clucked in the face. So the soldier says, I told you fucking nucks to keep your hands where I can see them. I have a little bit of trouble with my camera, it seems. And so, I don't know, he doesn't have trouble focusing. And so one of the soldiers says, I found this under the bed. And then this old guy says, are you kidding me? You can't be serious, it's just a hunting rifle. And so, are they harboring another troublemaker in there? Vermel says negative. Please, we're pacifists. We have nothing against you people. Tell it to the tribunal. You can take us to the camps. Who's going to feed our animals? So he says, you should have thought of that before you assholes start taking pot shots at our convoys. Now walk! So, and then we see these animals barking, and then we see this girl, I believe her brother. She's Amber. She's the girl that's been saved in the last issue. Now again, look at this vehicle. So much detail. Anyway, so we go to the now. So this is a young girl. And this leader girl says, hey, you come with us? Time to haul a new toy out here before the owners come looking for it. So if you want to know what's going on in the last issue, check it out, my review. Subscribe to my channel and all that jazz. I think you will like it. Anyway, so she says we are prepared for that. So wow, look at this. So also I said a lot, you know, when you do a splash page or a double spread, you need to wow people, or at least say, well, this is looking good. Well, I can say this is looking freaking good. So props to the to Vince. I believe he is the let me double check. Steve Skroce. He's the man. His attention to detail and his clean art is really, really good, and it continues to do so. Well, so she says, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so they need to take this destroyed AT, that's how I call it, this land vehicle with them, and so she says, this is how you move around in secret? You must be able to see a rig like that from space. Nobody can see it through what's up here. We're pretty sure the Chinese and Yanks blew up each other's satellites ages ago. Nothing above us but a mess of old debris. But the drones were primarily designed for use of the Middle East. They can handle storms like this one, which means we're as good as invisible now. So yeah, takes place in the future, by the way. So this is not modern. Or, you know, recent times. It's modern. So then they want to go to the hideout, and she says, hey, do you have a secret hideout? So this guy says he doesn't trust her. Would you like to know? So she's getting, I don't know, blindfolded, and she says, well, I just shot an American soldier in the face. What more do I have to do to prove I'm not working for them? And so the leader girl says, it's for your own good. That's because if they are captured, the less they know, the better, right? And so basically they said, hey, let's get some shut-eye. We continue tomorrow. And then we go to I believe America. Base Echo, Bakeline Nunavut. Never heard of it. Speaking of detail, now look at this. So we have, I don't know, 80% of this panel is blocked by the American flag, but then we see all this great, awesome detail in here. This is amazing. Look at this. This is a monkey. Looks like a monkey or gorilla. Anyway, so this guy is being interrogated by this woman, and she is accusing him of, sabotaging the pipelines because there's a water supply, and she's accusing him for, try to destroy it or something like that. And she says that a lot of people depend on that water. Why you do it? And he says, I wasn't sabotaging anything. I was trying to provide for my family. So you admit that you were a thief. So he says that to drink, she talks about that they are getting enough water, right? So that Americans provide for them. And he says, to drink maybe, but what about my greenhouse? I used to be a farmer, you people have taken away. Mr. Pitulak, to be honest, my governor doesn't give a damn about your petty crimes. We're much more interested in the blasting caps you had on you, which are similar to a kind that's been used against our troops elsewhere in Canada. So tell me, how long have you been supplying for the terrorist? You're out of your mind, he says. So she basically threatened him if he's not complying, then they're going to take away, his wife and children, they're going to interrogate them. And then he lashes out, but, even the water looks good. She's a hologram, and she's really condescending here. She says, did you really think a bottom-tier errand boy like you warrant a personal visit? I love the disdain. So she's getting a call that she's needed elsewhere, and she's being, well, it's not teleporting. She's a hologram. Then she goes here. Now, speaking of detail, look at this. Jesus Christ. Wow. The artist really knocked it out of the park with this one. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but it seems that these guys with their things connected to the head, I believe, controlling the drones, and this is some kind of a map or hologram that they can see what's happening on the battlefield. So this drone is destroying enemies, I guess. And so basically she's getting informed that, people, soldiers in Canada are not responding. And so they are worrying about some, insurrections and etc. And she says, as soon as we finish with these goddamn pirates in the Newfoundland, I'm tasking Team 60 to the area. Boots to the ground, you think that's necessary? Not if we're really just dealing with a few hostile locals. But the department is worried this could be a birth of a genuine insurgency. One we can't let out of the crib. So yeah, the Americans are the bad guys here. And I think that's refreshing because normally Americans is always portrayed as, yeah, hoorah, heroes. Not this time because, according to history, everybody is, has, well, I'm not sure everybody, but, when it comes to bigger countries with, let's say a lot of countries did some atrocities, before I get really into it, that's not what I want. And they are portraying here that, Canada's the good guy, America is the bad guy. If that's the case at the end of this, series, we're going to see. But, there's a lot of shitty stuff going on with Americans. So, it's refreshing. So, moving on. So, the girl, why am I forgetting her name? Amber is, here at the hideout, which looks, again, incredible. And how did they put this thing up here? Look at this, man. I'm sorry, man. I need to stand still a couple of times because of the art looks so phenomenally good and clean. Fantastic. I mean, I wish that modern artists would take a look at this and said, hey, I want to be just as good as this guy. I want to inspire myself and, strive for getting better instead of, doing unfinished art and then Photoshop guy comes in and, muffles us all away. With Photoshop effects so that you cannot see the bad art in the background or in the foreground. It's just, I don't know, man. For instance, I'm gonna rant a little bit here. There is a new trend in modern comics that I call the eye strain filter that Photoshop guys are using. It's really, for me, hard to explain because I do not know the words, the Photoshop word, how it looks like, but it looks like they're all tiny squares filter over the page that doesn't add anything, but a lot of modern artists are doing that. I wish I have an example here. Maybe in the next video, I'm going to look it up and talk about it a little bit. I think it looks ugly. It doesn't look good at all. Just have clean art and clean colors and you have stuff like this. You don't need more than this. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the big two. No, not the big two. The big game. Mark Millar's comic that's now issue 2 is coming out. So I watched some, not so much clips, but I looked at some art and I saw this hideous, ugly eye strain filter almost through the whole book. I'm not going to buy that one. And I was really excited to tackle the big game from Mark Millar, but I'm not going to buy that. It's too distracting for me. This is what I want: clean, good-looking art. It's getting better. So she says, "What are we inside a mountain?" So this guy wants to say something, but he says, "Hey, loose lips, man. Keep it to the need to know." So leader girl says, "I guess what you need most is food." So they say, "Hey, there's a mess down the tunnel. We have beer. There's also showers." And she says, "Showers? You have real showers?" I told you the art is good. When you open a page and it wows you, then you did a good job. Now, also props to the artist that has a good sense of anatomy, because if you look closely, she put her left foot behind, which means that her buttocks are tightening and then going up a little bit. So instead of those buttocks that does not look like they are symmetric. Well, if you are looking to this anatomy, it is correct. So yeah, and I just like the visual presentation that is in front of me. Okay, I need to stop rambling. You pervert. Anyways, then this dog comes in and she's jumping out of the shower, and this guy says, "For a guy who's supposed to be fending for herself all this time, you don't got much wear and tear on you." And she says, "What's wrong with you, you pervert? Don't flatter yourself. I'm just checking for implants. No breast implants, government ones. The Yanks has been known to stick tracers on a body. Well, everything's about me is natural, so you can call off your dog. Hungry ain't a dog. He's a coy wolf." What's that? Half coyote, half wolf. They start breeding after the weather fucked up both their old habitats. And he talks about this being gay and that he lost his husband. I don't care about that. Progressism. I don't know. Anyway, but he's sad about that. Yeah, poor guy, but it's not really important. So, but she says, "Hey, I know you don't like me, but I'm here to. I lost a lot of people too." I said, and she says, "Hey, I swear I'm your side, and let me prove that." But then they're getting interrupted by this person, and he says, "Hey, you haven't seen Chief or LePage, have you? They haven't reported back. Basically, they are missing." And she says, "Let's go find these guys." So I see LePage, that's this guy that's only speak French, I guess, is looking for the leader girl, but she says he's getting a message, and the leader girl says, what's her name? Chief. Oh yeah, Chief. Chief's a good name. "Get out of here, LePage. Whatever you do, don't come back for me. I'm already dead." Again, this looks stunning. This looks cool. I mean, this is just snow, but it did snow so cool, so good with the different, color shades here with darker white and grayish and bluish. Really well done. Also with the snowfall here. Great stuff. So I believe these are Americans. "Shut your mouth and drop the weapon. We have you surrounded." But then she's just shooting the shotgun, but he has Kevlar on, and they are shooting back and hitting her real good. So I thought, oh, dude, she's gone, right? "You still with us, senior? Armor took the brunt. How about her? Fighters are weak, but she ain't dead yet. All right, load the knock bitch up. Let's get her to the basement." And that leads us to the next issue, Wow, this is so cool. And also we see there's some designs that the artist did, for this comic. Looks also incredible. So yeah, big props to the artist, to the colorist, to the clean art, to the writer. I really am on board with this one. It's really exciting to know what's going on and how it's going further. And the action looks great. And I talked about the art a lot. This is a good book, and I can't wait to review the next one. Guys, let me know what you think about it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.